So the story started 20 years ago with the initial proposal. I took a page out of the TV show Martin and how Martin proposed to Gina, and got my buddies involved, got my best friend involved, my brother, and another guy, and put the plan in motion.
So I get this call from my brother, and he's like, "Hey, I'm about to propose to Rhonda," and I'm like, "All right, that sounds good. What's it gonna be like? Because I want to hear the whole story." And he's like, "Well, I need you to help me out." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm all in. What do you need?"
I remember it from Mario calling me up, basically saying, "Hey, I'm gonna propose to Rhonda," and then his brother called me and said, "Hey, we're gonna hook up." So I was kind of like, what do I need to do here? I don't want to just walk up myself. So we went to my parents' house. I got this big puffy ski jacket on. I got an overcoat, a top hat, and Angelo kind of was dressed up like a bum.
I had been working near Green Lake the same night Rhonda and I were supposed to meet her mom and stepdad and my parents for dinner. So I called her up and said my car wouldn't start. So she drove down to pick me up. She almost sent her sister, which would have been a problem. But she ends up coming down to pick me up, and I tell her my car's across the way, so we get to walking along Green Lake. I chose Green Lake because it's the same place where my dad proposed to my mom, so it had some sentimental value as well. So we get to walking, and I'm telling her, I really like to get married, but I want to have everything in place. And I don't want to just do it. I want to have, it'd be nice to have. And as I'm talking, my buddy Pete is walking towards me with an overcoat on, a hat pulled down, and it's kind of dusk, it's a little dark, so she's got one eye on him and one ear on me.
Kind of the funny things that happened were, as I was walking towards Mario and Rhonda was like not paying any attention to Mario, and she was looking dead at me. But I had this top hat on. I think she thought I was like I was a stalker, like I was gonna jump him or something, because I was getting really close to Mario. And I just remember the moment I passed off the flowers, because I had them behind my back, I remember her just eyeballing me, and really, I think she was just kind of like, what's going on here? And I just kept walking after that, and I kind of turned around, and I remember they went by Angelo, and I think at that point, she was just like, man, I don't know what's happening.
I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, well, maybe I could just be like a down and out guy, some cat that's just hanging out at the park, and I'll pretend like I'm drinking out of a paper sack, and then when you come up, it'll be the champagne, and I'll hand it to you.
And I continue talking, and I'm saying, I'd want to have some flowers. And as I say flowers, he hands me the flowers and keeps walking. So I hand the flowers to Rhonda. She's kind of taken aback a little bit. We continue on. So I continue with it. Now that I have flowers, I'd want to have something to toast with. I want to have some champagne. And as I say that, we walk by the trash can, and my brother is slumped up against the trash can, hands me a brown paper bag, right? I grab it from him, pull the champagne out, hand it to Rhonda. So now she's got flowers and champagne.
When we went to go do it, I'm set up at my station, and I'm right down the road here, sitting next to a garbage can on the ground, and I'm waiting for him to come, and it's taking forever. And so while I'm sitting there, people are walking by, and they're kind of commenting to me, and I'm trying to play the role a little, but I'm not trying to play it too hard where someone's going to come interact too much. And right before Mario and Rhonda, I could see them down the path, and they're about to come down there, and this lady comes by with her dog, and her dog starts sniffing on me, right? And she's like, "Hey, leave the guy alone, leave the guy alone." And so I'd say, "Hey man, it's cool, we're doing this thing." And as soon as I started talking to her, she just pulled the dog and ran away like I was really some crazy dude laying up against the garbage can. So anyways, Mario and Rhonda came down, and I saw Pete give the handoff of the flowers. And as they got closer, I heard the story coming along. And then right when they got to, if I just had some champagne, I just handed up the champagne in a paper sack.
And we're continue along Green Lake. We get down a little bit farther by this park bench, and I say, now that we have flowers and champagne, it'd be nice if we had a little music to set the mood. And here comes the guitar player.
Hey, Stephen King here. the guitar player. And I remember back 20 years ago that I fought tooth and nail for this gig. He wanted a violinist. I said, no, you need the Kingster. I play all the same notes. And so being the coolest of guys that he is, Mario hired me.
So got the guitar player, who turned out to be amazing, national champion guitar player. And so he comes out playing the guitar, got everything there. I say, the only thing left now is the ring. Ring comes out of the pocket, bended knee, the rest is history. Fast forward almost 10 years, the rings weren't fitting quite right, so they're laying on the nightstand, and Rhonda was worried that they were going to get lost. So she took them to my mom's house, which is next door, and asked her to hold them for safekeeping. So my mom took them, put them away somewhere safe, very safe. A couple years later, Rhonda went back to get them, and she said, Susie, I'd like to get my rings back. And my mom had no recollection of ever getting the rings. So her response was, I don't think you ever gave me those rings. She came back home, discussed it for a couple weeks, back and forth. We went over to my mom's house, looked for the rings, checked their safe, checked everywhere, couldn't find them. Fast forward another couple years, and my mom's kitchen floods. The workers have to come, tear out the cabinets, rip up the floors, the whole deal. So as part of that, she had to pack up the kitchen. During that process, she's going through, finds a little porcelain jar that Rhonda's grandmother had given to my mom, looks inside of it, the rings are there. So this was just a week or so ago. So she finds the rings. Rhonda was out of town. She finds the rings and tells me, hey, I got a present for Rhonda for her birthday. So she shows me this box, opens the box, and there are her wedding rings from 3-4 years ago that everyone had thought had been lost. I'd think about it for a second and say, well, wait a minute. I think we can have a little more fun with this than just giving them to her as a birthday present. So that's where the idea of replaying the proposal was born.
It's been great to be a part of this. I was excited. I actually work for these guys now, so when he told me at the office, hey, I'm gonna redo this, I was like, I'm in, what are we gonna do? So it's been fun. 20 years has gone by. I actually was honored enough to baptize their oldest, Paulo. My wife baptized their daughter, so we've been together since day one. So this is real exciting for me to be involved in this again. It was an honor for me the first time, and it's definitely an honor the second time, and hopefully we'll get to 50th and we'll do something again. Mario likes to do things like this, so like I said, it was an honor for me, and I'm proud to be a part of it again.
So once we found the rings, I thought it'd be a great idea to try to recreate the proposal. So my brother and my best friend were easy to get in touch with because we all worked together. So first day they're in, I reached back out to Stephen King, who's the guitar player, and he now lives in Spokane. So I had to do a little arranging on that to get him back in town, but he was in. He remembered the day well and was excited about being involved. The only regret we had from the initial proposal, or that I had from the initial proposal, was that we didn't have it documented. It wasn't filmed, it wasn't recorded, so it was just a story that we were telling. So I had to think about how I could have a plausible story for it to be recorded. I didn't want to be holding my cell phone selfie style, so I thought about people that I knew who could pull off a fake video. Immediately, my thoughts went to a friend of ours, Drew Damerville, who does a lot of things, sort of a Renaissance man, so to speak, involved in a lot of different stuff. And him and Rhonda had been talking about being involved in some different projects. So I told him the story, he was in, got some of his guys to help us with the video, and set up a fake interview. So the plan this weekend is Rhonda thinks she's doing an interview with Drew. I'm there, just as her husband, and we're gonna walk the same path with the same people and the same proposal from 20 years ago. So it should be exciting.
Drew here. I'm the Membership and Community Outreach Chair for Seattle King County NAACP, and this is New Member Monday. I have with me Rhonda Smith Banchero and her husband Mario. We're just gonna do a quick little interview, let you guys know what's going on, introduce you to some of our new members. So, Rhonda, we've known each other for how long now?
I'm afraid to say 20 years.
About 20 years.
A long time.
All
Yeah.
right. From UW days.
Yes.
So
UW.
tell Seattle a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a native of Seattle, native of Southeast Seattle to be more detailed, and went to Franklin High School and went on to UW, played basketball there. I did okay.
Okay.
While I was there.
You did okay.
I did okay.
I think that's an understatement. Brag on yourself a little
Yeah,
bit.
well-
So at UW, I know you're a owner of a purple jacket, which means you're a Husky Hall of Famer.
Yes,
Yes.
I am a Husky Hall of Famer. All the accolades I can say, I appreciate a lot more now that I'm older and with kids. But I mean, that's just the boring stuff.
Okay. So how'd you two meet?
We had a class together.
And this is at UW?
UW.
So you play football at UW?
I did, yeah.
You have a national championship ring, don't you?
No, that's my brother. But
That was your brother. Okay.
We did get a Pac-10 at the time.
You got a Pac-10 ring.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So you guys met at the Dub. You've been married how long?
It'll be 20 years in July.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
wow. Okay. We like it.
2 decades strong.
2 decades strong. So, let's see here. You do a lot of great things in the community. You also do some fundraising things. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, once I left UW, graduated, I went and played overseas for a while, and then when I came back, I started, to think that, fundraising, kind of asking people for money,
Yeah.
wasn't a thing that really bothered me, and I actually enjoy telling people about what was important to me and my community activism and things that I felt were important, and I wanted them to buy in. So fundraising became my niche, and I left UW, like I said, graduated, played basketball, but then came back.
Okay.
And was raising money for Office of Minority Affairs University.
Okay.
For students with who were first generation, low income.
Okay.
Or underrepresented minorities. So
Okay.
did that for a while, and then moved on to another smaller nonprofit to do the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So you guys have a few kids.
We have a few kids.
A few kids.
We
A
have
few.
three.
You have three. You have a threesome right there.
Right.
All right. So let's talk about your children.
Okay.
So your oldest is kind of a big deal.
He's a little bit of a big deal.
Okay.
Not in our house.
Not in your house,
To other
but
people,
to other
it's a big
people.
deal.
So
That's right.
who's your oldest?
His name is Paulo.
Paulo. Okay.
Yep.
And what's he a big deal for?
Basketball, of course.
All right.
Probably.
So he's one of the top high school basketball prospects in the country.
He is.
All right.
Yes.
And then so you have child number 2 is
Yes, her name is Mia.
Mia.
And she likes to play soccer.
soccer.
Yep.
And child number 3,
His name is Julio.
Julio. And how old is he?
He's 11 and he likes to do anything his big brother's doing.
Anything his big brother's
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
Awesome. So I have to ask you, in this political climate, how is it raising children that are mixed race
Yes.
in Seattle?
Sure. That's a good question. I think Seattle can be, a little bit insular in that everything is really comfortable. People are nice. We're a little passive aggressive, as they like to call Seattleites.
Okay.
But with the political environment, I think that we've all experienced a shift in the air and the aura of our community, and so.
Okay.
What we've chosen to do as a family, and really Mario and I as a couple, have decided that we're just not going to hide anything.
Okay.
We're going to be very honest and let them know what's going on in the community, let them know what's going on in our country, and let them know what our views are, let them express their views, and then really what it does is it begins a conversation.
Yes.
And they get to, start to form their own opinions about what they think is right and wrong.
Okay.
And so we've just decided not to hide anything, not to sugarcoat anything, and let them know, hey, the world outside of Seattle, the world outside of our home is not always going to be a world that will embrace you.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah.
So let's see. Talked a little about children. We talked about what's going on with Trump and this craziness that we live in right
Yep,
now.
yep.
So let's talk NAACP.
Sure.
So you currently became a lifetime member.
I did.
Were you ever a member in the past?
I had a high school membership in the past.
So it's been a while.
It's been a long, long time. Yes.
So I have to ask, what exactly got you to the point where you wanted to become a member and active?
Well, I think that
That's right here.
as we've gotten older, Mario and I think that you start to care about different things, and so for me, I really wanted to figure out what I could do to be active in the community,
Yeah.
especially active in the communities of color.
Yes.
And really give back and make my opinions known and felt, and what I could lend to, the movement. And
Okay.
hopefully the movement that is upcoming with the NAACP. And really after hearing Sadika speak and, knowing you for as long as I have, I think that the energy is just really important, and it's an energy that I could, get behind. And so I really wanted to do it. It wasn't a should I, it was a when am I going to have time to sit down on the computer, go online, and actually do it. And
Yeah.
so, when I did become a lifetime member, I think I texted you right away, and I said,
did?
hey, what can I do? I've signed up, and I'm really, I'm down for the cause. So
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
so
it. Awesome.
I'm excited about the energy behind the NAACP in Seattle right now, and I think it's got a lot of young, innovative, fresh ideologies, and I'm just really excited to see what you guys are going to do, or what we're going to do.
Okay.
Moving forward in the community.
That's awesome. So we're gonna start going this way, right? So this video they can cut up and go.
Yeah.
So let's see what else I want to talk about. So we talked about NAACP. We talked about that. So we're not
the Dodge
okay.
bike.
Yep. So we talked about the NAACP. We talked about that. What other programs and initiatives are you involved in Seattle?
Well, actually, pretty involved in supporting, at least, and talking about the abolishment of I-200.
Oh,
Really excited
nice.
about that, and really excited to see what and how Seattle reacts to the idea that we can use race as a factor, a determining factor when thinking about employment and filling job quotas and admissions quotas as well. So I'm really excited to see how the city reacts to that, and how our employers here in our great city use that to hopefully help advance the communities of color.
Understood. So you're helping us essentially in Seattle, help us kind of like smell the flowers. Like you're like planting flowers and getting stuff to happen.
Oh, you're so sweet. You guys think you're funny.
You're gonna need those.
I'm gonna talk to you guys later.
What is
I'll be right back.
What is going on?
So, we wanted to celebrate the birthday. So we needed some flowers, right? Can't celebrate a birthday without flowers.
Oh my
And
gosh.
we thought, gotta have something to toast you with, right? So we got a little bit of that. So we'll bring that out. And then in an effort to, so we got flowers and we got some champagne. So the only other thing that would help would be maybe a little mood music, something to set the tone. Not the Cinco de Mayo, a little something else. So,
Oh my gosh, is that Steven? Is he coming?
a little mood music to set the tone.
Show Steven. Do a shot.
Oh my goodness.
You remember that guy?
I do remember. Hi. Oh, I'm so excited to see you. Oh man.
Now we've got our.
Trying to hide it.
So now we've got our flowers. We've got our champagne. We've got our food. So no birthday. The only thing left to make a birthday whole is
Oh my goodness! Oh, hold this! Oh my god!
Getting tight details, ring shot.
Oh, there you go. It's no good.
It's still fits! After all these years! Oh my goodness!
appreciate you more than you know.
Hey man, you almost got beat up on the bench.
Love it when a plan comes together.
Worked out very well.
Worked out. It's funny, they've been waiting for like an hour. This outfit, I saw him and I was like, I so Seattle. I was like, it's so Seattle that I don't know.
They gave it to someone else, like, hey, I don't want her to think it's me.
Yeah, I was like, it's so Seattle that I don't quite know that it could but could not be, but nice.
The way he bumped into him, I was like, wait.
Yo, what the? Yeah.
I thought it was somebody else. I was like,
Yeah.
How's this guy running right up in the group? Can't he see we're doing business?
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, we're gonna start making our way down there.
Pete, come over here and grab one of these. I'll get everybody filled up real quick so I can.
I see the ring again?
Yes.
Right there is perfect.
show it, yeah.
Oh, you fancy.
Straight plastic.
Oh, thank you.
Man. It's so funny because I was like, man, I haven't been on this trail since.
That's why I paused at the top. I didn't want to make it like obvious. I was like, let's talk here. It's good sunlight.
Yeah,
You want any? Or,
No.
I used to brother.
We got to at least get the toast first.
Okay.
So I was like,
Get you one of these?
let's pause and talk and okay. But that first content though, the footage, I still want that because we're still gonna do that. But
Really New Member Monday. It's really New Member Monday.
it is New Member Monday, so well.
Speech.
So you two actually need to toast. Get those two toasting.
First toast is to my beautiful wife of 20 years. We were here 20 years ago to do this the first time, and I wanted to do it one more time to set the stage for the next 20 years.
Thank you, honey. I love you. I couldn't figure out, like at dinner, he was biting his nails, and I was like, what are you biting your nails for? Why are you nervous?
Then again, I just want to say a huge thank you to my brother Angelo, my best friend Pete, and the incomparable Stephen King, who all were here 20 years ago as well.
Oh, wow.
The original crew is
There
all
you go.
here.
Yeah,
And
thank
then, of course, Drew for pulling this all together
Oh my gosh.
with the video. Carlos,
I cannot believe
you guys did an
that.
amazing job.
Are you gonna believe anything I say from here on out?
I want to be like, where's Angela? Where's Well, it's funny too because I didn't even recognize Pete again, and I saw you like.
You
I'm
did
like,
a good job, man. I was like,
I had you in deep conversation,
Yeah,
and he
just
put his
keep her
arm
busy.
back in.
Yeah.
I was just like,
keep her busy.
and you kind of gave a look, and I was like, oh, no, we're just
because
keep
they
walking.
kind of bumped
Yeah.
like they did 20 years ago. They
Yeah,
kinda
the
bumped.
last
I'm
time I
like,
told
I'm
you,
like,
man,
did that dude
she
just
was
fucking?
getting ready to clock me.
Yeah.
Was she?
Oh, yeah.
Only because it was dark.
Oh,
I was,
okay.
I was walking. I mean, I was beeline. I was like straight. I was like trying to get as close as possible.
Possible,
I mean,
yeah.
me and Mario were like this, and I was like, oh,
I'm
gonna
sitting
catch
over
a
here
hook.
looking by the trash. I didn't even recognize.
Yeah,
him. I was like, where's he at? Is he not here?
That's
fooled on that
great.
one. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's so
Well,
awesome. So
incredible.
thank you guys for
Yeah.
doing this.
Well, thank you. Your reaction to it was
Thanks
spectacular.
to my family, like you know, like you guys lit up and did it again, and Stephen, thanks for coming. That's amazing.
Love it. Look at you, did good. Uh-oh, here comes number 4.
No more babies.
And Stephen came all the way from Spokane.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So he's the
Respect.
farthest traveled
respect.
member of the crew.
Nice.
Feels like yesterday.
Okay, so let's just get everybody in on the toast,
Let's have
hoisting the
have you guys do
glasses.
it. Yeah, have you guys all, the original crew.
Okay.
I didn't drink this one, so if somebody needs an extra.
Pour it in there.
I'll get on the shadow.
We'll say together again after 20 years. Feels like it was yesterday.
Cheers.
This year we celebrate 20 years of marriage in July, and the proposal was in February, and her birthday was this week. So it all kind of fits together. And, you know, it's been an incredible 20 years. And what I plan on saying when I propose again is 20 years in, and I do it all over again.